A very warm welcome to Carrow Road for more live action from the Sky Bet Championship. This is one of two games taking place in the division this afternoon. Watford versus West Bromwich Albion kicked off at 2. The latest score there at half-time actually is 1-0 to Watford. Vakun Bayo with the goal. But our focus is on here in East Anglia as Norwich City, struggling for consistency, host high-flying Burnley, who have automatic promotion in their sights. December has been frustrating for the Clarets so far, but this is a Burnley side who've lost just twice in the Championship all season and just once since August. Well, this is the scene at Carrow Road for Norwich City's final home game before Christmas. And what a prospect we have in store here as promotion-chasing Burnley visit, hoping to extend their 7-match unbeaten run and continue the division's best defensive record. They've conceded just 7 league goals in 20 matches this season. 8 clean sheets in that time. But these fans know that Norwich City's home record is formidable. 2024 has been the best year of home results for this club since 2018. They've scored 10 goals in their last 2 home matches. Norwich Cathedral in the distance on what is actually a very pleasant day here in East Anglia. Quite mild actually as we tick towards 3 o'clock. Welcome along everyone to Carrow Road for live action from the Sky Bet Championship. It is Norwich City versus Burnley. You might look at the league table and conclude that this should be an away win given Burnley's outstanding defensive record on the road. But Norwich's home record is superb, not just this season, but for the whole calendar year. It's a record that few can match. If their away record was anything like as good, they'd be right up there with Burnley, challenging for automatic promotion. As it is, their focus is on getting to the playoffs. They start the day 8 points off 6th place. 26 points from 20 games is a disappointing tally when you consider that they were 7th and flying in October. Sadly for the Canaries, a run of 2 wins from 11 has seen them slide down the table to 12th. Burnley start the day in 4th. They've just had back-to-back draws in the last week, which has checked their progress slightly. Could Santa bring them a win here today? Jack Wilshere, the Norwich first-team coach, to Father Christmas's left there. Only joined fairly recently from Arsenal. So it's all set up for what we hope will be a terrific contest here in East Anglia. Norwich City versus Burnley at a packed Carrow Road. The teams in the tunnel. Norwich City wildly inconsistent. They can be scintillating to watch. Equally, they can let in really soft goals. That's what we saw in the 3-0 defeat at Queen's Park Rangers last weekend. Burnley haven't scored more than 2 in a game, in a league game, since August. They haven't conceded more than 1 in a league game all season. They're the lowest scorers in the top 6. So they're not involved in thrillers, but they're certainly getting the job done. Here they come. Big ovation in Norwich City's final home game before Christmas. They'll be back here actually on Boxing Day. There is the Championship's leading scorer, Borja Sainz. arguably the best player in the Championship this season. So it's the Canaries versus the Clarets. We'll start with a look at the teams for you. Norwich earned their first clean sheet in 11 in Tuesday night's goalless draw at Portsmouth. Today, Johannes Hoff-Torup makes 3 changes. Kellen Fisher in for Jack Stacey, Anis Ben Slimani for Jakob Sorensen, and the 18-year-old Dane Oscar Schwartau for the former Burnley striker Ashley Barnes, who spent 10 seasons at Turf Moor. He's on the bench. The Championship's top scorer, Borja Sainz, has scored 7 in the last 5 Norwich home games. Now, Burnley also drew 0-0 on Tuesday night at home to Derby, so back-to-back draws for the Clarets after 4 wins in a row. Today, Scott Parker is without Connor Roberts, so after 2 games out, CJ Egan-Riley comes back in to help plug that gap. Also starting at Jay Rodriguez and the Italian Luca Coglioscio. Both have just 2 goals this season. Zian Fleming and Josh Laurent make way. Attacking options from the bench are limited, to say the least. Reinforcements in January are surely needed.
Number 26,
Well, Borja Sainz, what an incredible season this man is having. His stats are phenomenal. 16 goals in 22 games in all competitions, 15 in 20 in the Championship. He looked a real threat last season, but he's gone up to a whole other level this time around, particularly here at home. And Jeremy Sarmiento, who is on loan from Brighton. Last season, of course, he was on loan at Norwich's East Anglian rivals Ipswich and helped them to promotion to the Premier League. The 22-year-old has 2 goals in 15 appearances for Burnley so far. Andy Madley is the referee. And we're good to go. The fans are certainly fired up. So away we go. It is Burnley who get the ball rolling, attacking the goal away to our right-hand side. 2 teams here who've so far failed to win in December, both hoping that they can pick up 3 points here to help achieve their respective goals. Burnley would go back up to 3rd place with a win, and to within a point of the top 2. But they've been forced into emergency action there, and it'll be an early corner for Norwich City. They would get themselves back into the top 10 if they were to earn a 3rd home win in a row. That would put them very much in the hunt for the playoff places. They start the day 8 points off the top 6. The Canaries get the first corner of the game. And the header is in! Oh, Cordoba! With just 63 seconds on the watch. The Panamanian defender on the near post. And Norwich have unlocked the Championship's meanest defence with just over a minute on the watch. Such a simple goal. Well, Scott Parker's Burnley have defended diligently all season. So what went wrong here? The marking's all over the place. There's some good movement from the far post to the near post, but it's so easy. Great delivery from Marcelino Nunez. And Cordoba does the rest. His first goal for Norwich City. And it comes against high-flying Burnley. Well, that certainly opened things up early on. What is Burnley's response? I tell you what, you come to Carrow Road, you usually get entertainment. They are absolutely superb at home, Norwich, in stark contrast to their dismal away form. The fans here certainly get entertainment. Cullen for Burnley, set upon by Nunez. Koleosho doing a good job helping out defensively and headed back by Bashir Humphreys, the defender on loan from Chelsea. Not the start that Scott Parker had in mind. He did say we're at a stage where I want to keep improving, there's more to come from this team. He said he likes the fact that there was some real disappointment in the dressing room on Tuesday night from drawing a game. Certainly a game that they should have won. 14 attempts they had to 6. They restricted Derby to just 1 attempt on target. Here come Norwich again, though, with Emiliano. Phenomenal start from the Canaries. Can they keep it going? Ball at the back with the goal scorer, Cordoba. Now Borja Sainz. Here is Duffy, who actually had a very brief loan spell at Burnley when he was at Everton. Only played 1 game, and it came against Norwich's bitter rivals Ipswich. That must seem like a long time ago to him as a young player. Forward it goes by Brownhill, back to Egan Riley. You can see Humphreys filling in at right back in the absence of Connor Roberts, who's a big miss, particularly when you're defending against Borja Sainz. That back pass, the goalkeeper's scrambling, and Trafford gets back in the nick of time. Well, it's been a really ropey start this by high-flying Burnley.
Risky pass back, Trafford just scrambling along. You see the panic in his face to get there, but eventually he does. But no look back passes are never a good idea.
Just got there in time. So a corner needlessly given away there. And of course Norwich scored from their last corner from the other side. Beautiful delivery it was by Nunez, headed in on the near post by Cordoba. This time it goes to the far post and they get the first contact again. Trafford comes, cleared as far as Borja Sainz, and Burnley get it away. Sarmiento, well, it was a good run, but he was caught in possession. And Borja Sainz will scramble that ball through towards Emiliano, away by Trafford. And here's Koleosho. Well, they really are at maximum power here. Norwich City early on, all over Burnley.
It's been a frenetic start, hasn't it? From those set plays, they look really dangerous, just causing so many problems in and around the box. Hustling and busting, just getting in the players' faces, distracting the goalkeeper.
Those are the thoughts of Stephen Kelly, who's with us today here for Norwich against Burnley. Knows all about getting promoted to the Championship. Did so with Birmingham City in 2007. Doesn't sound that long ago, does it? Sadly, it is.
Yeah, it feels a long time ago.
Humphreys with the cross towards the far post where Jadon Anthony is waiting. But again, they're first to every second ball at the moment, Norwich. I mean, whether they can keep this up remains to be seen. Superbly done by Nunez once again. He started the game brilliantly. The flag would go up there. The ball's back with Trafford anyway. 12 clean sheets this season for Trafford, but he certainly won't get one today.
No, it is. The way Norwich have set up, you can just see they're shifting around, they're stifling the possession, they're stifling the passing lines for Burnley, making it hard, but then the energy they've come out with, it's whether you can sustain that.
Luca Colioscio, the young Italian. It's gone back to Josh Cullen, just trying to settle into the game now, Burnley. They're not used to being behind. Egan Riley with the crossfield ball, Anthony's header. Kellen Fisher, who's been brought down. Free kick to Norwich City, foul there by Lucas Pires. Burnley have won their last 2 away games at Bristol City and Stoke. They drew at West Brom just before that. But it's a rare occurrence just for them to even concede, to be honest. They've just had 6 clean sheets in the last 7 matches before today, and then conceded with just a minute on the clock.
Yeah, it would have been a shock to the system, especially from a set play as well. Very well organised defensive unit. But this Norwich side, you said people like Shane Duffy, who just caused carnage in and around the box, creating opportunities, and the quarter comes up with the goal.
Humphreys. Colioscio on the outside. Keep it going with Cullen. Pires on the outside. Decides to go back to Josh Cullen again. Now Sarmiento. Well, we know he's more than capable of finding the top corner from there.
Nice little pocket of space for Sarmiento. Head on a swivel as well, turns. Decent effort and goal. Keeper was comfortable though, but shows great intent.
Yeah, the 2 number 7s today, ones to watch. Borja Sáenz, who's been ripping it up in this division this season. Sarmiento, who still a young player. The Ecuadorian on loan from Brighton, but we saw last season when he was at Ipswich, he's got an eye for the spectacular. This is Maxime Estève for Burnley, straight out of play. They did have their eye on the club record of 4 successive away clean sheets today, Burnley. That's gone up in smoke.
Yeah, I'm sure that would have been a talking point going into the game. Managers prep. Another clean sheet gives us a great opportunity to go and win this game, and it just throws it out the window in the first few moments.
Here is Brownhill for Burnley, who by his own admissions just witnessed a little bit of a drop-off in form in the last few weeks. But wearing that captain's armband, trying to drive Burnley on here. Estève. Plenty of noise coming from that away end as the visiting fans try to help Burnley get back into this after that shocking start. Colioscio. Humphreys. Throw to Norwich City.
Norwich have been really disciplined, just basically protecting the passing lanes. You can see Brownhill getting high up, Sacramento getting high up, and they're just screening across, looking for those passing lanes, putting a yellow shirt in front of the jersey of Cullen so you can't see that pass through to their feet.
Guided back by Nunez. There's certainly a real determination about Norwich City when they're at home. The last 2 home games have been phenomenal, haven't they? Put 6 past Plymouth Argyle and 4 past Luton. But a step up in opposition here. Of course, as I say that, Esteve puts it straight out of play again.
The signal to the bench there straight away to come off. I think he's struggling with something.
Yeah, amazing how that happens, isn't it, when you're at a low moment, things going against you. We've already lost Connor Roberts to injury for this one. He's been in terrific form for club and country. There's another member of the back four going to have to go off. Well, that's sloppy from Norwich City. And they are going to make a change, as you can see, with John Egan, the experienced defender, getting ready to come on.
Yeah, you can just see as he played that pass straight away, he gave the signal to come off to the bench.
Well, that's another blow for Burnley. Such a busy time of year as well, of course. The last thing you want to do is stay on and make it worse.
No, listen, the games come thick and fast in this league at the best of times, but then Christmas just is a huge overload, and you need to have a squad about you if you want to get through this period, especially if you're pushing for those promotion places.
Well, John Egan, who knows this league inside out, of course. We saw him start against Middlesbrough earlier this month. This is only his fourth appearance for Burnley. Kolyosha back to Cullen. And straight into the action here, Egan. Down the line it goes by Pires. They haven't really got near the Norwich City boxes yet. Ball bounces straight over the head of Antti Sanats.
Egan read it well. It's actually always nice as a defender, if you come on in the game, you can get your first touch, first pass early away, just so you're not waiting for something to happen to get into it.
Sanats playing as the centre forward for Norwich. There's no Sargent, of course, and Ashley Barnes has only just come back from injury, started his first game of the season in midweek, so they didn't really feel he was up to starting twice in the space of 4 or 5 days. But he's there on the bench, I'm sure, itching to play a part against one of his former clubs. Well, could be an opportunity here for the Clarets, with a quarter of an hour gone. First corner for the visitors, Anthony with it. Instead, it's Borja Sainz trying to wriggle away from Pires and Kolyosha. They're trying to hem him in here without fouling him. Rodriguez comes across with a no-nonsense challenge.
You just see Sainz is just waiting for any sort of contact just to go down. They did well not to give that to him.
I said earlier, Stephen, arguably the best player in the Championship this season. He's just taken it to a whole other level, hasn't he, this season?
Oh, top goal scorer. He's been on absolute fire, and you wonder if Norwich had a little bit more of a better defensive record, where they could be, because, you know, when you get a goal scorer that's pushing 20+ goals for the season, you should be in the mix.
Yeah. They've already won 12 league games here at Carrow Road this calendar year, which is amazing, really. They should be right up. They were as high as 7th a couple of months ago. Disappointing run has seen them drop down to 12th. But the playoffs are certainly a possibility for Norwich.
Oh yeah, a win here today would be absolutely huge for them. Just to get, I think, I pushed them almost up to 9th, and with a positive goal difference as well, that's huge.
Big sliding challenge from Egan Riley. Brownhill. On it goes for Kolyosha, but not for Humphreys. And here is the man we've been talking about, Borja Sainz. Real determination to go with that pace, and it comes off Egan Riley for a corner.
Good defending from Riley. Signs as season's going, I'm just trying to drop a shoulder, get him to commit. He just stays well, backs off, times his challenge.
He's the last person you want running at you at the moment. All her signs.
Lucky he was, he hadn't run 50, 60 yards before he got to him, and he wasn't in the box at that point, so that makes a difference.
So Nunez to take the corner. An expectant hush descends on Carrow Road. Deeper one. Oh, they've got the first contact every time. Callum Doyle this time.
Just floating it into a good area. And because they've got a good height advantage, good determined players, getting that first contact all important, and they've struggled with it, Burnley.
Young defender on loan from Manchester City. He's been a regular in the team. Johannes Hoftorp will be absolutely delighted with what he's seen so far. One of the youngest managers in the EFL, just 35. Given away by Brownhill. Back it goes by the man who got the goal, Cordoba. Nunez. He was badly missed when he was out injured earlier this season. Really helps make this Norwich side tick. Fisher. A lot of Burnley players upfield here. If they can break this press, there's space in behind.
Yeah, you look like they got 5, now 6, engaging in that. They're just waiting for a missed time pass or someone to take an extra touch like that so they can pounce.
Nunez. The goalkeeper read the danger there because the ball was on for Schwartau down that right side.
Was high position from the goalkeeper as well. Because Burnley have come so far forward, just that little dink over the top is on for them. Nunez sees the pass, just doesn't execute it quite right.
Back it goes by Cordoba. Been waiting a while for that first goal in English football, and it came today. Now that is a loose ball from Duffy. That's what Burnley have been waiting for. Humphreys with the ball in, the strike from Anthony.
Yeah, not a great strike, just kind of completely mishits it. Humphreys as well, just draws the pass back into him, and as he goes to strike this here, slices across and puts it wide. But that's exactly what we're talking about, that pass given away, they're ready to pounce and break on it.
Another high press here from Burnley. Risk and reward. Ben Slimani has done well, and he's got it up to Sanats. Wide for Doyle. And the interception by CJ Egan-Riley. Another corner.
Norwich done well, break that press, but then can you find the pass to forward areas? Doyle whipping it in. I think Signs would have been offside from the pass, but gets another set play.
Very good opening 21 minutes here for Norwich City. They'd love a second goal though. It's a rare old day when Burnley concede 2 in a game. Hasn't happened this season in the league, which is amazing really when you think where we are, almost midway through the season. Nunez. No foul in there. 2 players down holding various parts of their bodies. The referee stops the game.
Yeah, I think it's Duffy and Rodriguez just go flying into each other. I don't know whether Duffy gets a knock and then stumbles and comes down and just collides with Rodriguez. Yeah. can't see what happened just beforehand. There you go. It's a little trip up, falls, and his rolling body just take Rodriguez, who's in mid-air, so you can't really control.
All of those set plays so far from Nunez have been very, very good, right on the money.
Be interesting to see if Burnley try and adjust that, because they've got 3 players zonal, and Norwich bodies can get a run on them. It's very hard to try and clear your lines with that, in that situation.
Fisher to Duffy. Well, that ball was on, but he didn't pick out Schwartau. He's got it now. Nunez. There's a bit of Brentford about Norwich, so good at home, so indifferent away from home. Poor clearance there, straight to Borja Sainz! Well, we've seen that a few times this season, haven't we? And how relieved there is Humphreys. You don't want to give the ball to Borja Sainz in that position.
Yeah, you're going to make a poor clearance, it's going to drop to anybody. That is not who you wanted to drop to. He put so much venom on that shot.
I was here for the game against Middlesbrough. He did that twice in the same game. Absolutely incredible performance.
It's the confidence of the man. Straight away, he gets it down. You know he's just going to go for it. And the angle and the precision of the shot as well really tests the goalkeeper.
You can imagine how many times he hits that ball in training to get it exactly right every time. It doesn't just happen. There's a lot of hard work goes on. He hit a few of those last season. I remember him scoring one like that at Anfield in the FA Cup. But as I said, he's just moved up to a whole other level this season, doing it on a regular basis.
It's the confidence that attacking players get, you know, and they just build that momentum up. And as once they get a game, no matter where they are, the touch is always on, and they create those shooting opportunities for themselves.
Well, just the one attempt on target, which was the goal. James Trafford hasn't had a lot to do. Obviously, he had to claw that back pass almost off the line. Just one touch in the opposition box for Burnley. That's revealing, isn't it, with 25 minutes gone?
They've just not looked dangerous, but Norwich have a couple of occasions looked like they may gift them an opportunity.
Slimani, who is on loan from Sheffield United. Tunisian midfielder. Well, Scott Parker, of course, has taken Fulham and Bournemouth into the Premier League. He knows how to get the job done. He'd love to make it a hat-trick this season. Certainly the defensive record Burnley have got this season is on a whole other level to what he achieved with those two sides.
Yeah, it is interesting how he's changed tact, or whether it's just he's had what at his disposal at Burnley is a team that can be extremely well organised and defensively solid, which would give you such a good base to mount an opportunity to get promoted.
And that's just the 8th goal they conceded this season. Borja Sainz. Emiliano. On it goes for Callum Fisher. Just tried to roll that into Ben Slimani. Nunez. Duffy to Cordoba. Oh, just about gets away with that one. Played that without looking.
Just a few sloppy passes, how they just Burnley haven't been able to capitalise and get the ball back in those dangerous areas. But stuff like this just causing their own problems.
Duffy, that's a better ball. Emiliano. Now Doyle. Oh, that's a defence-splitting pass to Borja Sainz. Obviously wanted on that trusty right foot. Instead, it's laid off for Ben Slimani. And then Nunez lets fly. Difficult ball to hit. And again, excellent football from Norwich City.
Yeah, it's a wonderful pass here. Just brilliant. First touch, gets inside, and you can see he's doing everything he can to get out of his feet. Humphries does well just to get a little arm on him, and then a deflected shot as it comes back out, but Nunez can't get hold of it. When he gets in those areas, Sainz looks dangerous.
He's never been particularly prolific, Nunez. In fact, he said before he'd like to score more goals than he does. He's getting on for 100 appearances now, just 7 goals.
It's always funny when there's a player that's technically that good but doesn't get a lot of goals, because you think what they can produce passing range should lead to them getting more efforts on goal and more shots on target.
There's Doyle, quarterback. Nunez, quarterback, calmly done to Doyle. Well, they're certainly backing themselves here at Norwich, under pressure.
You know what, Nunez did really well there, taking that extra touch sometimes will put pressure on you, but it was the right thing to do because someone's trying to step in and read the pass to quarterback, so the little extra touch stopped them going on to him, then he was able to play it.
Emiliano. Doyle. Oh, we've got to be careful there against Anthony. They're just constantly waiting to pounce, Burnley. Humphries with the throw. Egan. Perez inside to Brownhill. Half an hour gone. Seen very little going forward from Burnley. But that can change in an instant. They're not fourth in the league for no reason. Egan's ball forward. Cullen. Brownhill. He's squeezed that through to Perez. And on it goes. Jadon Anthony. Side netting. Did it just get a little touch, I wonder, off Doyle? He thinks so.
It's good play from Burnley. It's so tight and congested in there. Norwich have so many bodies, but as this ball gets set out to him, you think maybe first time on your left foot, there's not much pace on it, but he opts to take it onto his right foot and tries to drive it across. More difficult chance, but I feel that left foot would have just been perfect to try and bend the first time. He allows Doyle to get out and put pressure on him.
Player that Scott Parker knew, of course, from his time at Bournemouth. Norwich's Emiliano too. Egan. Lucas Perez. That's a foul by Senat. Here come Norwich again, and that strike needed to be saved. Anti-Senat getting it on target. Trafford with the stop, and a decent clearance as well up towards Anthony, but he couldn't quite control it.
Play. Perez just gives the ball away cheaply, trying to play a pass to Cullen, but Senat, as he comes aside, it's a good strike, isn't it? jumps onto it well, turns, gets his head up, but just too close to the goalkeeper.
4 goals this season for the Croatian. Fisher did well there, Emiliano. Fisher once more. And it was a foul. Frustrated Koleosho. Swap sides, haven't they, for the time being? Koleosho and Anthony. This is Duffy. Rodriguez applying the pressure again.
It's good press from Burnley. You just see as they go up, Brown here, Cullen all following behind.
Yeah, it's got to be coordinated, isn't it? Otherwise, it's just no point. They know what they're doing.
They get picked off, but then it's that risk and reward. If Norwich can actually somehow break it, you're taking 5-6 players out of the game.
The latest score in the other game, by the way, at Vicarage Road, Watford 2, West Brom 1. A brace there from Vakun Bayo, the Ivorian. Malumbi pulling one back for the Baggies. Excellent win over Coventry in midweek. There goes Emiliano. He's been allowed to run a long way there. Borja Sainz for Doyle, and out by Egan Riley.
Good play. Really nice overlap from Doyle. And that's the moment you get in that position where you just stand it up. You don't try and pass it across, you just lift it into an area.
Doyle with the throw. Up in the air by defender this time. Cordoba. Nunez. Schwartau available on that far side. Because Pires has kept him pretty quiet so far. It's only 18, Schwartau from Denmark. Minutes left in the first half. Anthony on the outside, Humphreys. Touched by Doyle for a corner.
Just undercooked the pass a little bit, allowed Doyle. As a fullback, you just light up when you see an opportunity to get out there and get that tackle in where it's just been underplayed.
Short corner to Anthony. Pires. It's Brownhill. And again, someone who we know can score from that sort of range. Goalkeeper straight up in the air. Lets his defenders deal with it from there on in. Well, not pretty, but effective in the end.
It's a long way out, wasn't it, Trafford, if he got that wrong? And you can see when he puts it up, he's scrambling back. I better get back on my line here.
Now we saw in the Bristol City QPR game yesterday, Paul Smith scored an amazing goal because the goalkeeper came miles out, didn't deal with it. Scored there from out wide on the right-hand side from 45 yards. Cullen. Egan Riley. Norwich fans were frustrated there because it was a misplaced pass, but there was no one on hand to capitalise and put pressure on. Humphreys. Burnley have drawn a blank 4 times in the last 9 games. They're not prolific scorers at all. Lowest scorers in the top 6.
It's quite spread out as well, isn't their goals tally? You see, there's no one, you don't have assigned someone just is getting 10 plus goals for them.
No, top scorer at the moment is Brownhill with 6, and a lot of those were early in the season.
Yeah, and even you could see Brownhill, the difference him and Sainz. He receives the ball at the edge of the box there a little while ago, and it was a team effort where you'd expect him to do better from there with the time he had.
Good ball over the top here, Schwartau. Well, he was hoping to pick out Senats. Schwartau again. Nunez, Fisher. Cordoba. Now Borja Sainz wants the return. He's got the return. Just left the ball behind. Much to Burnley's relief, and Egan Riley brings it clear. Been allowed to run a long way, and he gets it out to Koleosho. Couldn't get past Fisher. Looking for a penalty, he's never going to get that.
No, it's absolutely great defending by Fisher. It really is. One-on-one in the box. You know you can't really touch him, but just that body strength, good movement of his feet as well.
Anthony. Borja Sainz helping out defensively is... He's fallen for that. Anthony's just slowed up his run, waiting for the contact, and it came.
A bit rash there, coming back in. He's trying to help your team out. That's it, yeah. Fisher works his feet here really well. Doesn't swing for it. Koleosho was saying he's got his jersey, but I think little leeway has to be given with a defender. I would have been very much so, get my arm up, stop him getting past you.
Well, they do have a set piece here, which could cause a problem. They conceded from one themselves. Could they score from one? That man there, Gunn, has had so little to do so far. Lucas Pires and Jadon Anthony over the ball.
I think if Pires, he just fired this in at the near post. That gap between the wall and the Nunez, the first man, put loads of pace on it. It's very difficult to do as a defender.
And Callum Fisher there looking after Rodriguez, about a foot shorter. It is Pires. Well, I don't think that's quite what he had in mind, but they'll take the corner.
Yeah, it's similar to what I was talking about, just didn't get the pace on it he wanted, because it's very difficult to defend when you're trying to block that near post, but you don't want to overcommit as well.
Can Norwich get into half-time with their clean sheet intact? Burnley pressing for an equaliser here. Been a so-so first half really for Scott Parker's side, but it's a long way to go. Jadon Anthony. Cordoba gets his head to it. Pires. Drilled there by Cullen. Brownhill. Anthony. This has got to go in. And Gunn will just let that go behind.
Poor cross from Anthony. This time as well, just to try and feed into an area.
Angus Gunn in no hurry here, and Scott Parker's got some work to do. I mentioned at the top of the show, he hasn't got a lot on the bench. He's got Zian Fleming. Other than that, attacking options are very, very limited. And I'm sure that's something that Burnley will be looking at in January. If they're serious about promotion, they need more goals. Oh, just couldn't quite wriggle away there, Senats. fans are enjoying this. One defeat in 13 months at home. What a record.
Yeah, it's sensational. Burnley have been very good away from home, so it was going to end up being a decent game, this. Norwich getting off to such a quick start, though, and now they're just stifling Burnley.
Yeah, you know when you're going to play one of the top teams, you're going to have periods where you'll suffer. But they've protected Angus Gunn really well so far.
They've suffered, but I think they've just been such a tight-knit group, the back four in the midfield, just really condensing the space, not allowing Burnley to play between the. Brownhill hasn't been able to find those pockets where he normally operates in.
Good pressing from the front by Sanats. So used to seeing him out on that right-hand side, but he's leading the line impressively in this first half for Norwich. Anthony. Humphreys. It's a loose one. Emiliano. Nunez. That is a foul by Ben Slimani. I don't think there'll be a great deal of stoppage time at the end of the half. 1 or 2 minutes maybe.
There's not been many stoppages at all, has there?
No, it's been a good flow to the game, as there so often is here. Anthony did not keep that in. So far, so good for Johannes Hoff Torup. It is 2 minutes.
This is the Norwich League Football Club announcement.
Norwich, of course, failed to score in their last two. Really poor display at QPR. And then a 0-0 at Portsmouth in the week, when they only managed 5 attempts at goal. Very different when they're back at home. Anthony. Laid off by Brownhill. Cullen. Didn't reach Koleosho. He's forced all the way back. Egan plays it forward to Koleosho again. Didn't reach Rodriguez. Hardly mentioned him.
They have just been starved of service, haven't they? Even like they just Norwich. Anytime balls been crossed in the box, anytime there's been a danger, they just dealt with it. Got numbers back there, cleared their lines, and then reorganised.
In steps Duffy. Doyle. Nunez. Well, trying to find Borja Sainz. Instead, it's a free kick, which Burnley have taken quickly. Anthony. Humphreys. Anthony's ball in. Needed Duffy to get to it first. Borja Sainz doing a good job for the team with the last action of the half. Norwich in front, inside 63 seconds. The header from Jose Cordoba from Nunez's corner, the opening corner of the game. The marking shambolic from Burnley, you don't say that very often. What they haven't managed to do, though, is get the second goal that they probably feel they deserve. And Burnley chasing a top 2 place right in this at the moment. But entertaining stuff at Carrow Road, as it so often is. Half-time, Norwich City 1, Burnley 0. Their way out for the second half. Didn't do an awful lot, really, going forward. Burnley in that first half, we know what they're capable of. But now they're going to have to do it the hard way and come from behind, which they haven't had to do a lot this season.
I think they would have known coming here was going to be difficult, especially the form Norwich have been at home, but you concede so early on from the set play, they'd be so disappointed with that. But it's still only 1-0. They're in this game, and if they can a bit more enthusiasm, a bit more energy in the final third, they could cause Norwich a couple more problems and really make a game of it.
The only time they've conceded 2 goals in a game this season was in the League Cup at Wolves in August, with obviously a much changed team. Other than that, they've either conceded none or 1 in every game, which is incredible, really. Norwich are trying to change that today. They'd like to score a second. And equally, as I said, Burnley haven't scored more than 2 in a game since the opening couple of weeks of the season.
And they're kind of 2 teams, different spectrums, aren't they? One have got an attacking threat up front in Norwich that can score loads of goals, and Burnley have got a solid defensive lineup. Which one was going to make their way through this game? Because that was going to be the difficult one. Could Norwich score against this solid defence, and could Burnley keep them out? And at the moment, Norwich are 1-0 up, and I think they'd be so happy with that, because you kind of try and bring Norwich on, which will create space for the likes of Science in behind them.
Yeah, all of that is why it was such a surprise that they scored just a minute on the clock from a corner. That is the only goal of the match so far. So a big 45 minutes coming up here, with Norwich leading by 1-0. And it is the Canaries who get us underway. They'll be attacking the goal away to our right in this second half. No changes to either side at the break. This is the goal scorer quarterback. To Duffy. Fisher. Schwartau. Good purposeful run from him. Actually hit Anthony with the attempted ball out wide for Sainz. And that is a foul by Doyle, for which he gets a yellow card.
It was a good play for Schwartau initially, and you can see Sainz is out on the wide angle, loses the ball, and then Doyle goes lunging in to try and win it back.
Yeah, no arguments there. First caution of the game. Sarmiento still down. He fell quite awkwardly there, actually.
Yeah, you know, as he turned away from the challenge, so it kind of caught him side on, which meant he came down really heavy.
Get another look at it here.
This part here, he turns to get the ball, sees as he turns, he's out of it, and then he falls awkwardly on his back and his neck. He's definitely winded himself there.
The yellow card was out even before he'd hit the deck. It was such an obvious decision. Scott Parker with plenty to say. He can't really afford to lose another attacking player. Just wants a quick word with his captain. Very, very important 45 minutes here for Burnley. Having had 2 frustrating draws in a row without scoring, they can ill afford to drop points again. And Sheffield United looking so relentless, and Leeds fighting back to pick up that crucial point at Preston yesterday. But I think we are going to see a change here.
Yeah. They've got the neck brace out there. I'm not too sure if they're going to imply, but you'd see he's getting up, which is really good.
Yeah, it was that was a nasty landing, that.
He said he turned his body to get touching the ball, and then as Doyle just came through him, he completely lost his footing and went over. Came down really awkwardly.
Good to see the old magnetic counters out there from Scott Parker. Hasn't gone down the iPad route. But you don't want to take any chances.
Yeah, you can see he's arguing with the physio there. He probably wants to stay on, but you have to just make a call in situations like this, because sometimes as a player you want to just play regardless. And yeah, someone has to take that decision out of your hands.
Yeah, absolutely right. He's annoyed because he can be someone who can really make a difference. But Sarmiento off, and Josh Laurent comes on, an experienced midfielder who we saw many times in his Reading days. Different type of player to Sarmiento.
Yeah, well, Sarmiento kind of has been playing as that almost number 10 false striker, hasn't he? Whereas now, a bit more of a box-to-box midfielder, so be interested to see if Brownhill or someone operates that attacking role now instead, and he goes in beside Cullen. You can see Brownhill has just taken a higher position.
Yeah. Laurent replacing Sarmiento, who's left to feel sorry for himself on the bench. Josh Laurent yet to score for Burnley. This is 17th appearance. But, he's the one charging through here. That's a good touch to Anthony. Back to Laurent. And the challenge just from Duffy.
What an impact that would have been. Kind of just opened up from simple ball over the top, and Norwich defence is split. But gone out and Duffy gone in, can't get to it. And Laurent just goes charging through, does really well with the header initially, and then continues his run. That takes a great block from Duffy here to put this over the bar.
Just as I was saying, he's yet to score. He had a great opportunity. Burnley with the first corner of the second half. Too deep. Way too deep.
Yeah, wasted opportunity. Starting well.
Yeah, you expect better from a young Lucas Pires. That left foot of his. Laurent again. Fisher steps in. He looks very slight, doesn't he, Fisher? Looks almost like a mascot, but he's stronger than he looks, you know.
He is, yeah. He's a good player.
Norwich have contrived to give that away, though. Kolyosho. I just feel there's always that possibility with Norwich. They play risk and reward, and they do sometimes get careless and sloppy. Anthony. Nunez. Again, there's another example of why he's so important to the team. Almost steps in as an extra centre-back, doesn't he? Just to help mop up.
I think this is where Norwich have been good. See, when the ball has gone back, they've come out to get it, but then they've held their line. They just haven't gone charging and allowed them to play around, and they've kept a real disciplined shape.
Did he keep that in? Pires, no. Disappointing from a Burnley perspective.
Yeah, but forced into it really from Norwich, who just gradually made their way up and then sensed the opportunity when that pass was given to Trafford that we can go a little bit quicker here.
Great energy levels from Norwich at home. Duffy. Good ball that. Ben Slimani's got it through, but Sanats is offside. But that was just two passes and they were in.
Yeah, brilliant. Burnley have such a high line. Duffy's initial pass just breaks 3 or 4 lines, gets it into him. And
because he took the shot after the whistle had gone, yellow card. Oh, what a silly yellow card that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Great turn. Just really close, by the way, this. Egan stepping out just on time.
Yeah, I'm not sure, you know.
Yeah, it's so tight. And then he goes through and finishes off and gets himself booked, but it's good play from Norwich.
Yeah, the referees don't fall for this "I couldn't hear you" nonsense, I'm afraid. That's a very tight call. And that should give Norwich a bit of hope, because if they beat that offside trap, they're in. Brownhill. Anthony. Perez. Koleosho, Anthony. Koleosho trying to get away from Ben Slimani. Free kick given. But when they move the ball quickly like that, Burnley, there's such a threat. We've seen so little of it, though.
It's good play. Really good play down this left-hand side here. Koleosho, there's not much in the tackle for Slimani. It's gone down pretty easy, but he steps across him and the touch was into space, so he made the most of his movement.
Well, they dispute the decision, but it's been given, so you've got to defend it. And they pushed everyone back here, Norwich. Lucas Perez and Jadon Anthony over the ball. Could it be a set piece that gets Burnley back into this? Anthony. Cleared as far as Cullen. Now Brownhill. Nunez will lob that away, and chasing it is Borja Sainz. Even with his pace, he couldn't quite keep that in.
It's the right idea. Sees the massive gap on that left-hand side, just tries to volley it into the space for him to get on his bike, but he just can't get to it.
Rodriguez, beautifully done for Laurent. Now Koleosho takes it on here. Well, much more promising signs from Burnley.
Yeah, Laurent driving forward there again, getting the good space. Feeds Koleosho. And you know he's going to come back onto his right foot, but he takes a shot really early, going between Duffy and Fisher. Not an easy stop from the goalkeeper to the bodies, but he just calmly collects it.
He's got a couple of goals this season, including one in the 2-0 win at Stoke a couple of weeks ago. I beg your pardon, the most recent one was actually in September, so we'll probably feel he is due one. Oh, Brownhill trying to get in there. Cordoba did enough, just.
He tries to head it back here, completely misses it, hits him on the shoulders, and then he's very lucky he gets back there in time. Brownhill just can't get to it. Gun is out.
Well, that was rushed from Cordoba. They're on top at the moment, Burnley. Can they make it count where it matters in the scoreline? Egan. Koleosho to Lucas Perez. And he gets it back from Koleosho. Perez behind by, well, challenged by Nunez, stayed in play. Collected here by J. Rodriguez. Cullen. Brownhill. Lifted up for Josh Laurent. And again, Cordoba was like a human wall there.
Again, good play from Burnley. Starts off down the left-hand side, and as this gets fed into Laurent, His first touch is brilliant. Gets past Duffy and he just can't get it down. Cordoba's ready to come into the space and 4 or 5 Norwich bodies in around to make it difficult, but Burnley just are looking a little bit more dangerous in that final third.
Look at the players converging on Gunn there. Norwich City fans decidedly nervous, and that's why. Given away to Laurent. Rodriguez. Koleosho. This is all self-inflicted from Norwich. Brownhill to Cullen. They've given it away, and Norwich can break. Schwartau. Sanats was the target. Back it goes by CJ Egan-Riley. It's Norwich's turn to press. And Trafford has given it away. That is a free kick. He's annoyed there, Ben Slimani. Don't think he was really helped by the pass.
No, it's weird. Norwich was transitioned really well to go forward, and Cordoba just has to be a little bit more calm in possession and not give the ball away. You just work so hard to get it back. That's when you maybe even turn out, give it the goalkeeper and just hold on to it.
Yeah, he's a bit agitated, isn't he, Torup? They're just wrestling control of the game here. Burnley comes off Duffy. Away by Schwartau, who's being forced back to help defensively. Well, that was wasteful from Laurent. He's been very good since coming on.
Yeah, both sides being wasteful, I think. Just being sloppy in the second half at times. Moments when they can just keep hold of it and taking risks as well. Like, here the Norwich fans are not comfortable.
Nunez. Doyle. Comes all the way through to Ben Slimani, and now Schwartau. Scrambled behind for a corner.
Really good play. End-to-end stuff, a couple of passes getting past Burnley, and this is the man who just puts it out wide. Schwartau was trying to find signs in the box. Burnley do well though, get the bodies back and put out for a corner.
Norwich's first corner of the second half. They scored from their first corner of the first half. Two-thirds of the game gone. Out swinging corner from Nunez. And another free header. And Slimani will have a swing. Trafford gets there not once but twice. And then Borja signs with the strike. Brilliant block in there. Burnley survive. Well, 2, 3, 4 chances in the space of a few seconds.
Trafford did really well on a few occasions. I think it might be John Egan gets the block in the last from the volley, but the initial corner from Nunez is the grey area. Contact on it from Doyle. Then it's get back in from Slimani. Trafford punches it out of there. And as it comes out here to the signs, it's the goalkeeper and Egan just throwing themselves in front of it to keep it out.
Hugely significant intervention from the goalkeeper. It's as close as Norwich have come in this second half. The free kick's been given. Challenge by Nunez on Brownhill, I think initially. Rodriguez. Egan. Lucas Perez. Now Egan Riley. Intercepted by Borja Sainz. He was caught there. Norwich City fans must go into a state of panic when they see Borja Sainz down.
Yeah, it's the last person you want to see drop.
Scott Parker deciding to make a double change, which is no surprise at all. Two players that we were talking about earlier, Ian Fleming and Hannibal. They're the obvious senior players on the bench to come on. Jay Rodriguez hasn't had much joy. Lucas Perez going off as well. Ian Fleming, the Dutchman, on loan from Millwall. A couple of stellar seasons in southeast London. Just one goal for Burnley so far. And Hannibal, the 21-year-old midfielder, yet to score for Burnley this season.
Having a bit of a conversation in the middle of the park. They're trying to get on the message from the manager of the change in shape.
Emiliano now out to Borja Sainz.
Looks like Anthony has dropped into left-back position.
Down goes Fleming. Someone who has a real eye for the spectacular, Ian Fleming. Just been searching for that consistency since his stellar first season at Millwall. There's no questioning the ability.
It looks like Burnley have actually gone to a back three here now. They've just changed it up.
Yeah, Anthony coming forward and winning. Only a goal kick. Ricocheted back off Fisher onto Anthony. Here's the familiar high press. 5 Burnley players hoping to catch Norwich out here. Fisher's ball. They have won it back. Hannibal. Fisher clears. Anthony. Still Burnley go in search of an equaliser. Great tackle, Fisher.
It is a great tackle.
I don't think Anthony thought so.
Yeah, that's what we would always say to a fullback, but he just turns and he takes that little bit of too much touch, which is just eyes light up. You know you can make quite a firm one then.
Another free kick to Burnley, though.
So the Burnley shape is interesting. It's Humphreys, Egan in a back three, along with Egan Riley, and then it looks like Hannibal right wing back and Anthony left wing back.
Fleming! Oh, feast your eyes on that! What an absolute beauty from the man who's just come on, Ian Fleming. Well, we just said he's got an eye for the spectacular. And there is a fabulous example of that. Midway through the second half, it's 1-1, and how?
This is absolutely... When Cullen plays it to him short here, I think he's not going to hit this. Takes his first touch, and he absolutely rifled this into the top corner. A sensational strike from Fleming. What a hit this is. Norwich aren't even paying attention to him. No one gets out. and then the hit of the ball, beautiful, and just fades away from the goalkeeper. Brilliant strike.
Well, Norwich City fans have been seeing that from Borja Sainz all season. They've been given a taste of their own medicine here by Zian Fleming. Norwich completely switched off and paid the price. What a glorious hit. And it's been coming, to be fair.
Yeah, Burnley have definitely been better, but you could just tell when they get the ball centred that they're thinking straight away, we have to defend this. It's going to be a set play, it's going to be put in. And then Fleming just demands the ball from Cullen and thinks, right, I'm taking this on myself. No one's paying attention. Gets his good first touch out. But the strike is so sweet.
What a great substitution, Scott. Well, they were crying out for some quality in the final third, Burnley. Zian Fleming has just provided it with only his second goal. First since October. Struggled to get a run of starts recently. Spent a couple of games out injured. Came on as sub in 2. Start against Derby, sub again today. Now, what a fabulous last 20 minutes we've got coming up. Borja Sainz into Sanat, who couldn't return it to Borja Sainz. Cordoba. Nunez. Fisher switching it. Doyle. Fisher. Schwartau. Still no changes from Norwich, by the way. Borja Sainz. Flicks off Humphries. Throw-in taken up to Antti Sanat. Doyle challenged by Humphries, just a throw. Well, this could go either way, and you wouldn't be surprised to see Norwich change things up now. Nunez. Vital that they got to the second ball there. Burnley through Koleosho did really well. Jack Stacey looking like he's joining the action. Schwartau has wriggled away. Again, just couldn't find the final ball.
Brilliant piece of skill from Schwartau to create the space, but then when he gets there, can you pick out a cross?
Nunez. Duffy wriggling away from Fleming. That's good play from Josh Cullen, but he's lost it to Borja Sainz. Humphrey steps in. Oh, it's a proper battle now, isn't it? The challenge is flying in.
Yeah, it's getting feisty out there. Nunez went flying in. I think Scott Parker gave him a little bit as well on the pitch. Wasn't happy with that challenge, but that's what it's all about.
Yeah. He was able to put in 1 or 2 sneaky fouls, I seem to remember, back in the day.
Oh yeah, he was no angel.
So, Onel Hernandez and Jack Stacey, both coming on for Norwich City. It's just all about freshness, really. I'm sure the one who really wants to come on is Barnes. Oh, Sanats couldn't get on the end of that delightful little knockdown from Emiliano. Cullen. Laurent looking for Koleosho. Good tackle again from Fisher.
Yeah, it's a great tackle, Fisher. Brilliantly timed, just watches the whole way. Clean contact.
Substitutions for Norwich City.
So Oscar Schwartau going off.
Oscar Schwartau. And also leaving the field number 17, Ante Cernats.
And Cernats, who's certainly run his socks off up top. Of course, he's been yellow carded for kicking the ball away, so perhaps that's in the manager's thinking. Looks disappointed, doesn't he? Understandably so. So Stacey and Hernandez coming on. Stacey going to play higher up the pitch.
He's going to play right wing, Stacey, is he?
Yeah, no, looks like he could.
Yeah.
He must have been asked to do that a few times.
Yeah, I have. It's funny when you go in that position as a natural fullback. It's the taking of players on where you're used to overlapping, making the space and seeing the game in front of you, so it's slightly different. But Stacey's capable. Stacey actually started out as a winger. I was at Reading when he was there as a young player coming through.
Yeah, he's been a good signing from Bournemouth. Anthony. Oh, it's a great game now, it really is. Wouldn't like to call it though. Caught in possession, Cullen. Borja Sainz. Moving through the gears, Cullen, great challenge.
It's so exciting, isn't it? The place just lifts when he gets in the ball, and you just felt Cullen had to time that perfectly. He tried for the little nutmegs, but Cullen did well to close them and win the ball back.
Hannibal's ball in, Jayden Anthony. Oh, great bit of juggling. And Brownhill, oh, would you believe it? They've turned it around in terrific style. Josh Brownhill from an impossible angle lashes it home. And Burnley lead by 2-1.
Excellent. Starts with Cullen win that ball back, and he just dinks the ball into the box. Knocked into a good area, and Brownhill just pounces on it. This ball in here from Hannibal just dinked up into the area. Norwich get caught out, and it's Anthony just works so well. But great touch, and that finish is wonderful. So accurate into that far corner. It's bouncing up. Fisher knocks it down to him, and then this, what a wonderful finish this is. Great power, past the goalkeeper before he can even react.
Well, his only goal in the previous 9 was a penalty at Stoke. That's his 7th of the season. Top scorer for Burnley. And even though, by his own admission, his form has dipped a little bit, form's temporary, and he's a terrific leader for Burnley, and he stepped up when it mattered.
Norwich will be gutted. They had the numbers back there. They just need to do better, clear the line. Fisher comes in to try and make up for it, and just knocks it in. Unfortunately, he knocks it straight into Brown's path, but his first touch and then the finish, bouncing high into the far corner, brilliant.
Well, they drew a blank against Derby in the week, Burnley, but they've bounced back here with 2 terrific goals. Do Norwich have a response? Remember, just 1 home defeat in over a year in any competition. That was a surprise defeat by Bristol City at the start of last month. They've certainly given so much to this game. Torup's side find themselves behind. That's what the teams at the top end of the table can do.
Yeah, spun it around so quickly, Burnley. Norwich they were comfortable, weren't they, in this game? They weren't exactly being stretched by Burnley. and then they switch off for that first goal. They turn their back, they don't react to it, and they get punished from an absolutely sensational strike from Fleming. And then again, just not really dealing with the ball into the box, and Brownhill punishes them with another wonderful finish.
Well, Norwich are convinced they should have had a corner there. Scott Parker's side have got the goal kick. I'll tell you what, my son would love one of those jackets. They're not cheap.
Parker does like to wear the expensive stuff on the sideline.
Santa won't be bringing him one of those, I can promise you. Here goes Brownhill. Hannibal. Brownhill. Remember, they haven't scored more than 2 in a game this season, Burnley, since August. Could they put that right here? Scored 5 on day 1 against Luton, and then, 4 against Luton, and 5 against Cardiff. Since then, never more than 2.
Because they haven't had to, they've been defensively so solid at that, and that's the difference, isn't it?
All those clean sheets.
Yeah. Look at now, they're going to try and draw Norwich out.
Gunn decided to roll that out to Nunez, who shielded the ball really well. We've had a few hairy moments at the back for the Norwich fans. Nunez, can he pick the right pass? No, he can't. A withering look from Onel Hernandez. That was nowhere near him.
I feel they've struggled to sight on the ball, haven't they, in a really kind of advantageous position high up the pitch where he can cause Burnley problems.
We're into the final 10 minutes at Carrow Row. Burnley leading by 2 goals to 1. Cracking strikes from Fleming and Brownhill. All that after Cordoba had given Norwich the lead in the 2nd minute of the match. Terrific entertainment. Is that the end of it? Duffy. Oh, sold Fisher a bit short there, but he's got away with it. Now Slimani. Well defended by Josh Laurent.
Yeah, Laurent does really well there. Slimani thinks he's got away from, but Laurent just doesn't give up.
Looks like 2 more Norwich changes coming in a bid to get themselves level. Cordoba. Nunez. Ben Slimani. Duffy. Fisher. Stacey ahead of him. Diagonal from Nunez, but totally telegraphed. Ashley Barnes and Cade Gordon. Barnes, a player that the Burnley fans know only too well. Played nearly 300 games for Burnley and scored more than 50 goals for them. Many of those in the Premier League. And Cade Gordon on loan from Liverpool, young midfielder. Slimani and Fisher off, so they'll put Stacey back to fullback.
Number 20, Alice Slimani. They're replaced by number 21, Cade Gordon.
The thing is now, you see Norwich, are they going to continue? You've got Ashley Barnes up front, big physical presence. Are you going to continue just to play out from the back and be all, you know, slow with your build-up, or are you going to get up to him and try and cause a problem, try and put it in the mix?
just his 5th appearance of the season, Barnes. There's so much of it through injury. He's been badly missed. Koleosho for Burnley. Spread out to Hannibal. Well, that certainly looked suspiciously offside, but the flag stays down against Fleming. Hannibal. Cleared nonchalantly by Emiliano. Borja signs. They want him much higher up the pitch, where he can affect things. Stacey. That was short as well. And racing onto that goes Josh Laurent. Koleosho.
Koleosho's done really well there. It wasn't an easy ball to deal with. 2 players around him and just gets his body in the way. He forces them to make the challenge and give them a throw in a great position for Burnley just to take their time.
Ben Cressini there will be their final change. Another young midfielder.
I have to say, tactically from Parker, bringing the players on, changing the shape slightly, get a bit more emphasis in those forward areas has made a difference, and I think Norwich have not adjusted well to the changes he made.
Yeah, that's the experience of being in 2 promotion battles in the Championship. One or 2 eyebrows raised, weren't they, when they appointed Scott Parker? But it's proved to be quite an astute appointment.
I think now win away from home today against arguably the best team in form at home pushes them up the 3rd of the table, going into what is going to be a very difficult period with the games they have.
And it is quite a small squad when you look at Burnley, doing great things, I think. As you said earlier, there's no one scoring lots of goals.
No, it's spread out. So yeah, Brownhill obviously leading the line with 7. Then you're thinking, I think the most behind that's probably 2, and there's probably 3 or 4 players that are on that.
That's correct. Yep. Duffy joining in the attack. Cade Gordon out to Stacey, and it ricochets off Josh Laurent for a corner. We're in the final 5 minutes. Yellow card brandished there. For 2 yellow cards. Pick the bones out of that.
I think there was a little bit of argy-bargy between Sainz and Trafford. Sainz had to get the ball back quickly. Trafford was trying to disrupt it. And
yeah. So 2 bookings. Meanwhile, a 6th corner for Norwich. Oh, and another free header, this time for Doyle.
it's hard, I think, for Doyle to try and get that down. He's kind of backing away from it, trying to head to the far corner.
That was Doyle's last contribution. Then Cressini, the former Villa man, comes on.
Substitution for Norwich City, replacing number 6, Callum Doyle.
1 goal in 13 appearances this season. So just to confirm that James Trafford was booked with that little confrontation with Borja Sainz earlier. Eagle-eyed Stephen Kelly saw that. I didn't. Here is Anthony. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Koleosho. did go out of play. Throw to Norwich.
26,218. Thank you for your support.
Well, if they are going to snatch an equaliser, Norwich, it'll be in the final 2 minutes plus stoppage time. And again, we haven't had many stoppages really, apart from the substitutions. There's the moment where Sarmiento went down. That might give us an extra couple of minutes, I suppose.
You just feel Norwich are playing the Burnley's hands.
Here's Barnes, outside of the boot, and down goes Ben Cressini. Barnes wanted and thought about taking a quick one. He'd be well advised to get in the box. Well, there's a placing of the ball very deliberately there, but it's too far out for a strike. Nunez and Emiliano over the ball, and they've got a three-man wall just in case, but look where it is.
No, it's so far away. Listen, we've seen one strike from distance that's ended up top corner.
Does Nunez really fancy this? I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think even as well, when it's that straight, if you just adjust the position of the ball, like knock it sideways a little bit to get a better angle, you have to shift the defence instead. Rifle this over. Trafford's going to take it a turn if you're taking this goal kick. You know, what a waste.
You give him 20 attempts, he might score one of them. And as you say, Trafford in no hurry here as we tick towards the 90-minute mark. Burnley leading 2-1. Seems a long time since Cordoba there headed home.
You got it. How are you? There you go, Shane. I was going to say, how is Shane Duffy and Cordoba not going up for this? And then you play it short.
6 minutes of stoppage time. Cordoba. Come on, City, the cry. The fans greatly energised by seeing the number 6 go up. Burnley digging in, as they've done so many times this season, to excellent effect. So well organised, so well disciplined. And then the giveaway by Nunez.
Seems like such a waste. They've just brought on Ashley Barnes. They've just sent Shane Duffy up for a corner, and they still haven't played the ball forward into a dangerous area. I'm not, like, this Duffy's backing out. I'm not for shelling you forward. Listen, I want to see nice football, but there's 5 minutes left. Yeah, there's 5 minutes left in the game. You're at home and you're losing by 1 goal.
Duffy. Well, Anthony will deal with that. And then Cordoba on Fleming. Free kick.
It's so silly, that, isn't it? Going through the back of the centre forward on the halfway line when the ball is obviously going over both your heads. He's on his own, and it just allows them to do this. Substitute, slow it down, kill the game off. Good game management from Burnley.
Experienced Joe Worrell coming on, unused sub for the last 2 games after 12 games out injured, so he'll be glad to get a few minutes, replacing Luca Kolyosho. So there you go, forward off, defender on. Great for Scott Parker to have someone of Joe Worrell's experience to call upon in these closing minutes.
So look what happens. Play a long ball forward, cause a panic, get a corner.
Yeah. Don't think they'll be over-committing here, I've got to say.
I'd be surprised if they don't play it short.
Norwich City players marking each other at the moment. Well, there's just 3 players by the corner flag. No one in yellow came to engage straight away. Well, he stayed down there, Hannibal. He's not getting much sympathy.
Now, he stayed down, but he grabbed his face because head injuries, the ref is supposed to stop it, but the ref's just gone play on.
Nunez. Stacey, well again, look, we've played 3.5 minutes of stoppage time. Norwich haven't even been in the opposition half.
This is ludicrous. The keeper doesn't put this forward now. What's he waiting for?
Barnes. Well, they're appealing for everything. Duffy was up there again. Stacey's throw. 2 minutes of stoppage time left. Burnley have managed the game quite beautifully. Cordoba. Borja signs. No foul on Duffy. Kate Gordon out wide. Hernandez. Good little chip. Q was forming. Cordoba to lift it in again. A little nudge from Cullen, nothing more. Hernandez.
Just set the man behind you.
Oh, he's chipped it up. Oh, Trafford with the palming save. They're appealing for handball. Frenetic finale here. Trafford could easily have been deceived by that. It was definitely going in. Here they come again, Kate Gordon. It's going to fall kindly for Norwich here, and Emiliano can't put it away.
What a chance that is for Emiliano. They finally played the ball forward, put it in the dangerous area. Burnley are a bit panicky, don't clear their lines. And he pulls this wide, similar position to what Brownhill was in earlier. That was the Cullen one, was a little push in the back. Hernandez, to be honest, I think he should set it, but when he gets in there, he just dinks it. Goalkeeper scrambling back, touches it, and then screaming for how it is a handball.
Could easily have been, couldn't it?
Could easily have been given, yeah, absolutely. Listen, we've got the advantage of being able to see this back.
Yeah, the referees are sitting on this side. The referee was blindside.
He's actually stopped it, hasn't he, with his hand in between his body and his arm.
Yeah, the player's reaction does tell you a lot, doesn't it? They're in stoppage time at the end of stoppage time now.
Wasn't quite Thierry Henry in the World Cup qualifiers for us, but it was pretty obvious.
It still stings, doesn't it?
It always does.
Burnley fans screaming for the final whistle here. Hannibal looking to get it down that right side, and Laurent has been terrific since coming on, I must say. Goal kick, but time is ebbing away. We're in the 7th minute of stoppage time. Unbelievable that he didn't just hit that straight away. The referee playing on Duffy's flick. Hernandez. Straight up in the air by Hannibal. Slightly panicky, isn't it, from Burnley. Helped on by Emiliano. He's got it back again. Chance to put the ball in. The deflected cross. Cullen heads away. And that is that. What a win for Burnley. Just what they needed after back-to-back draws. Up to 3rd in the Premier League table. And within touching distance of the top 2. Scott Parker's side doing it the hard way. Behind after just 63 seconds. Josh Brownhill with the winner. Fabulous finish from a tight angle. After substitute Zian Fleming had scored a world-class free kick. when Norwich completely switched off. And even though Norwich fought back to try and level the game in the closing stages, it's a second home defeat in 13 months for the Canaries. And they are left to lick their wounds. Full time at Carrow Road on what has been a terrific afternoon. Norwich City 1, Burnley 2.